In this video number 21, we are going to learn deviation bar diagram. In the previous videos, we learned the simple bar diagram, the multiple bar diagram, the component bar diagram. Today we will learn deviation bar diagram. These deviation bar diagrams are also called duodirectional. Duo means two. Directional or bilateral diagrams. These are two-way diagrams. So they are used to represent net changes in data, like net profit. Whenever we come across the word net, it is the difference between the two values. Net loss. So if the profit is more than loss, then you have net profit. If the loss is more than profit, then you have net loss. Then net exports, net imports, temperatures. Temperatures, we know they are positive and negative. So we say 31 degrees Celsius or minus 2 degrees Celsius. So temperatures can be positive and negative. These have both positive and negative values, and the negative values are shown below the base and positive values above the base. If you take this as the baseline where you represent 0, then all the positive values are shown above 0 and all negative values are shown below 0. This you know because you have been drawing graphs, and on a graph on the x-axis the right side is a positive and left side is a negative, whereas on the y-axis the upper end shows us the positive values, whereas the lower half below 0 shows all the negative values. Now let's try to solve a problem. Now we have to represent this data in the form of a duodirectional or deviation bar diagram. So we are given year and government revenue in crores. So the year is 2015, in which the government revenue was minus 20. That means it incurred a loss. Then in 2016, its revenue was 40 crores. In 2017, 30 crores. 2018, minus 10. That means this was a loss. And 2019, it was 50 crores. Now as we learnt, we will show year on the x-axis and government revenue on the y-axis. So here also we will follow the same method, that if we take 1 centimeter to represent one bar, then we will have to leave a difference of 1 centimeter between two bars. Okay, so that is the method we will continue to follow. So to do that, first we need the scale. On the x-axis we are going to represent year, and on the y-axis we will represent government revenue in crores of rupees. So the same thing we are going to write here, year on the x-axis and government revenue on the y-axis in rupees crore. Okay, that's how we will write. And let's see, the on the x-axis anyway we are writing year. On the y-axis the maximum is 40 and the minimum is 20, minus 20. So let's divide this in 10 units each. So 1 centimeter is equal to 10 crores of rupees. So here we'll write 1 centimeter equal to 10 crores. So here we will write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Since 40 is the maximum number, we will stop here, and here we will write minus 10, minus 20, minus 30. So since we have only minus 20, so minus 30 will do the job. Then on the x-axis we will mark the year. So we have in 2015, let us see, it is minus 20. So minus 20 is here. So let's draw minus 20 on the x-axis. So this is 2015. In 2016 it is 40. So 40 is a positive number. We will leave a gap of 1 centimeter here and draw 40 is here. So 1 centimeter. So this is going to be 2016. In 2017 it is 30. So 30 will be here, and we will leave 1 centimeter and draw a line equal to 30 crore on the positive side of the x-axis. So this is 2017. In 2018 it is minus 10. So minus 10 is below x-axis here, below 0. So we will write minus 10 here, minus 10, and this is our revenue for 2018. And 2019, again we will leave a gap of 1 centimeter. 2019 the revenue is 50 crore. So 50 crore is here. So we will draw a bar equal to 50 crore. This is 2019. So this graph, this deviation bar diagram shows us that these are all positive values wherein we had enough revenue, positive revenue, and here the revenue was in minus or negative values. So this is how we represent the deviation bar diagram. And now let's learn the last of the geometric diagrams, the pie chart. The pie chart you have learned in your lower classes also, but here again in statistics as part of economics we will learn. It is a component diagram but represented in a circle. We know component diagram is the bar which is divided into components or parts. So here the pie means what? That sweet cake or a pastry. Okay, so that is divided into parts in a circle whose area is divided among the components. It represents from the center to the circumference. So if this is a pie, then from the center we will mark we will divide it into parts or components. Step 1. Values of each category are first expressed as percentage of the total value. Step 2. A circle of any radius can be drawn. Then step 3. The percentages of components are converted into angular components of the circle. Whatever the component is given, first that is converted into percentage. That percentage gives us the equal values because all of them will be out of 100. Then that is converted into angular components, or what is the angle in the pie. Each of these items is to be calculated in relation to 360 degrees and allot the angle. So in a circle, since the number of degrees is 360, the 100, the percentage, has to be converted into 360 degrees. So this we will understand with the help of an example. Here we will learn how to convert the value into percentage and then into angle. The example says, a family spends rupees 10,000 on food and the income of the family is 25,000 rupees. Then the percentage of income spent on food. The total income the family gets is 25,000 and it spends 10,000 on food. So what is the percentage of the amount spent on food? That is what we are going to calculate. So we will see how much is spent. 10,000 divided by total income into 100. Since a part has to be divided by the total, we will divide 10,000 by 25,000 into 100. So we get 40%. So the family spends 40% on the income on food. Now we will convert this into angle. Then the angle in a circle of 360 degrees is equal to 40%, no? So 40 by 100 into 360. 40% can be written as 40 by 100. So 40 by 100 into, what is the total angle in a circle? 360. So 40 by 100 into 360. So that will give us 144 degrees in a circle. So that's how we calculate the percentage and then convert it into an angle. So we will now solve one problem and also present the same in a pie chart. The problem reads, present the following information with the help of a pie diagram. Distribution of students by their stream in a college. So this is the heading, distribution of students by their stream in a college is what we are given. The data is all about the distribution of students according to their stream. Now the streams are arts, science and commerce, and the students who have opted for these subjects respectively are 500, 400 and 100. Now first thing that we need to do is to convert these number of students into percentage of students. So what is the percentage of students who have taken arts, what is the percentage of students who have taken science, and that in the commerce. For that, first we need to know what is the total number of students in the college. So if we add, this becomes 500 plus 400, 900 plus 100 is 1000. This is the total number. Now since we know the total number, it will be very easy for us to calculate the percentage and the degree of the angle. How do you calculate percentage? 500 divided by total number into 100. So this gives us 500 by 1000 is 1 by 2. So 100 divided by 2 is 50%. Okay. Then this will be 400 divided by 1000 into 100. So here we will get 40%. And this will be 100 by 1000 into 100, which will be equal to 10%. So let's total this. We get 50, 40, 90 plus 10, 100. So our calculation is correct. Now we'll go to degrees. How will you calculate degree? We know 50% is 50 by 100 into 360. So this will be equal to 180 degrees. Since 50 by 100 is 1 by 2, so 360 divided by 2 is 180. Now here we have 40 by 100 into 360, which will give us 4 into 36, 144 degrees. And then we have here 10 by 100 into 360, which is equal to 36 degrees. So this total should be equal to 360. So this plus this is 180, 180 plus 180, 360 degrees. So now our calculation for percentages as well as the angles is correct. So we will now make a pie chart. So for that, first we need to draw a circle with any radius. So here we have a circle of any radius, this being the center. Okay. So we will first draw a baseline. From here, now the angle for arts is 180. So 180 we know is a straight line or the diameter. So this is very easy for us. So 180 degrees here, 180 degrees is for arts. So we will write here arts. What is the percentage? 50%. Okay. Then we have science. The angle is 144. So to calculate the angle, we will need a protractor, and so we will keep it like this because we are going to plot 144 on this way. So 144 is a obtuse angle, so it comes somewhere here. 110, 20, 30, 40, 44 is somewhere here. Okay. So from the center, we will draw a line to touch this 144. So this is 144 degrees. So this is what? Science. And science is what percentage? 40%. Okay. So the rest, the only one we are left with, that is commerce. And commerce is 10%. And the angle is 36 degrees. So since we are representing the pie chart like this, to differentiate the areas, we may choose some design. Let us say for arts we are choosing something like this. We choose something like this for arts, and for science we might choose some circles, something like this, and for commerce we can say that we are going to choose something like this. So we will form a key here. The key says that this is the design we have chosen for arts, and this is the design we have chosen for science, and this is the design we have chosen for commerce. Okay, so this completes our pie chart, which represents the percentages as well as the angles in the pie. Okay, the pie chart is much more convenient than other diagrams. Even a layman will be able to analyze this. So from this we know that there are a maximum number of students who have chosen arts, and there are minimum number of students who have taken commerce. Okay, so that is the analysis of the pie chart.